And there we go. Time to get started. So what mysteries await in the, not the hypermyth, this is I believe, this is the first data book. It's plenty old, I'll say that. And without question, outdated and in many cases retcon, but still has value. Can I make anything bigger? I can make the words bigger over here, at least. That'll get small over here. Roll cover. War in the Galaxy. Galactic War. The boys from all over the world brought back their legendary sacred cloth. They fought the greatest battle in history, the Galactic War, aiming for the highest golden sacred garment. However, the Phoenix with the Black Saints appeared, and the great battle of the golden sacred garment began. So that's basically just talking about the beginning of the manga. Anything else of note? Many of the 100 boys sent to Saint Seiya training ground, is that what it's called, around the world by Misamatsu Kaido will go missing. The remaining 10 boys become the legendary warriors. However, I haven't returned to Japan yet. The biggest battle in history. Leaving Japan, two saints have sworn in wild constellations. The Civil War begins. Survival battle of saints. The war begins in Japan. Alright, that's about the most out of that. Anybody here? Where is D. Okada? I'm assuming Okada is working on Saint Seiya Episode G Requiem Chapter, what's that, 26, 27 now? It will be released on the 17th, I believe. This probably talks more about the Bronze Boys. Even modern science still cannot clarify the place of the divisive battle for the four heavenly kings who damn it, leave many mysteries, was chosen as a place of excitement that makes you feel bathing in the mountain of Mount Fuji. Steal the golden sacred claws. In addition, use the Black Saints to capture the Bronze Saints. In an aggressive microcosm, which means cosmos, Ikki, wrapped in hatred, appeared. Okay, so that's just more story points. From the time of mythology, protect the sacred cloths and the bandulo. It is called, I think that's lost in translation, and I think it's talking about just black cloth, has the power to discern exacerbations. Even Saint Seiya is allowed to take care of himself when he is in danger. The man who is dominated, blah blah. I bring out Deep L Translator if things just make no sense. Let's see, check real quick if that's saying anything worth noting. Galactic Holy War. attack on the thugs of Silver Saints. Basically saying they've gotten stronger. Ilio, one of the Soils, the lion. The god I located in, I'm going to use Deep L for that one. But I think that's talking about, of course, Leoalio, and I'm pretty sure mentioning Aeolus. You are not alone. In the sanctuary under a dark cloud, Shihagwin, saint, appeared. And we get to it. Finally, he showed up as a guest, one of the earth, alien, of Leo, suffering from overwhelming difference in power, who had come to hand lent his strength to the righteous heart of the lost. The god of the zodiac who is located and given the zodiac to be hidden in the hands of clansmen, blah blah blah. The golden saints demonstrating their overwhelming power after even the silver saints were defeated. The Pope finally summoned the gold saints to the sanctuary, devoted all the energy to eliminating the copper saints, that's funny, in order to avenge her brother. Seiya confronts Gonar, who moves at the speed of light, with a heart of justice, in order to save Athena, who was hit by the golden arrow and fell. Seiya must complete the 12 palaces to protect the gold by protected by the golden, and have the arrow pulled out of their education. Seiya and the other bronze saints are the 12 golden saints, the highest rank, dare to fight. Basically, again, just explaining what's going on in the story, which I guess can help for more detail. When I get rid of Deep L. Hey, Shaka, how far down should I go? Honestly, this looks like some good bits. Bronze Saints. Athena rushes into the Golden Zodiac and gets into the sanctuary to settle with the Pope, but within 12 hours it takes to save by shooting through her chest with a golden arrow. Must be pulled out by the Pope. It's Seiya. The Bronze Saints break through the 12 guarded by Gold Saints, aim for the Pope's room to the other people. A clock tower engraved with 12 editions from the seat. In an hour, the fires of each constellation are extinguished, and all fires burn out. Athena's life is in 12 hours. Life burns out of Athena's life in 12 hours. In order to save Athena, who was released by the, not sure, Sagittarius in her heart, maybe? She must take within herself and pull it out. Make the other party empty in another dimension. They're referring to an attack? No, that thing that is talking about another dimension. Gemini is the true identity of the Pope, spoilers, and goes on a different dimension for a long time. There is no guardian, however, Andromeda's forehead attacks. Alright, again, just to break down the story. I should probably just zoom down ahead to the actual data part. Well, let's see if it says anything about the underworld. Oh, this is talking about the oh, this is not, what am I talking about? That's of course the the temples. Anything out of way noting? Again, bring out you cannot, it's impossible to meet Athena without going through the temples, which there is some leeway to. They're very limited. Anything to note about the not Atlantis, but I forget what that area is actually called. A place with the pillars that support the North Atlantic Ocean, protected by Canaan. That I'm gonna put this in deep L. That's Poseidon's boldness leading after Poseidon's throne. Poseidon was trying to make Athena a god into a person so that she would be strong enough not to collapse at the end of the universe. Hmm. Not sure what it's trying to say exactly there. Save that bit. Maybe I'll just put it by itself. I don't know. I might have somebody look at that if that's important. But I leave talk about Athena's power and the main breadwinner. Anything important here? Mission Hades. Just a small breakdown of the Hades arc. What does it say about Hades? What does it say about the underworld itself? Pretty much just talking about the underworld and how it works. Hmm. Contents and contents. And what's this about? A mysterious warrior who appears when evil infests the world. People call them Saint Seiya, or saints, who have existed since the days of the far mythology. By exploding their microcosm inside their body, it shoots a fist at speed comparable to that of the speed of sound and has amazing destructive power, crushing concrete blocks with a single blow. The existence of miracle that has mastered a number of fights. Go far beyond human knowledge. All of its actions are controlled by the sanctuary in Greece and are not bound by any nation, ethnic group, or organization. So the sanctuary is above all and take orders from no one. Yeah, alright. I hope you hear that. Their purpose is only one of the missions that has been set since the time of mythology to protect the peace of Athena and the earth. Okay, now we're getting to some actual lore stuff. And 18 minutes. A long time ago, a mythological era, on this planet, the gods were fighting for supremacy. The gods here are human beings who have great will, or will of the gods, and they have guided people and expanded their power. Eventually Zeus will rule the sky, Poseidon will rule the sea, Hades will rule the underworld. Meanwhile, Zeus entrusts the earth to his daughter, Athena, and disappears into the heaven. Hades has Athena take reign over the earth. Poseidon plans to take Earth for himself. Poseidon's invasion was particularly fierce, as many earthly heroes fell in the battle. It is said that the appearance of a boy who never went to... Oops, somebody, hold on. And back. Was particularly fierce. Many earthly heroes fell in the battle. It is said that the appearance of a boy never went to the end of the year becomes competition in the battlefield. And the boys trained their bodies to the limit, and their fists broke the sky and crushed the earth. The defense that these boys wore to protect themselves, the sacred garment. The boys who wore the sacred garment to protect the earth, the people called them saints. Over the years, repeated battles of the gods, allegedly defeated, they were very obscured by the veil of time. Basically saying there were a lot of fights with the gods, but they were kind of lost with passage of time. And the existence of saints was a mythical fragment of it. Under the command of the sanctuary, Saint Seiya is secretly handed down his qualifications by some and is given sacred garment as a proof. It has been decided that saints can wear themselves. I think that's basically saying saints fight and they prove themselves. When they prove themselves, they are worthy to wear sacred cloths. Types of saints. Those who become warriors will be given one of the sacred garments depending on the star. Depending on their star. Sword and ability has been passed down to saints since mythological era. Saints fighting method at an atomic level. I think that's saying the way saints fight is by burning their cosmos on atomic and striking at atomic level. However, it is not always possible to become a scholar. Only those who have all the complexities of skill, fate, personality can qualify as a saint. The probability of a new saint being born is just astronomical. It can be said that it is equal to the number. It can be said to be equal to, I don't know what that's trying to say, but basically, saints are rare. Those born gifted is very rare. However, at the end of the 20th century, there was a person who attempted to artificially produce a large number of saints who were the existence of a miracle. The founder, Mitsumatsu Kaido. Mitsumatsu has always been deeply interested in martial arts and is known to have supported the number of prestigious competitions in the world. Oh, so he has hosted competitions before. 1 year before entering the Demon Register, he learned about the existence of a cloth by chance and planned to make the battle between saints known to the world as the ultimate martial art. Therefore, as many as 100 young boys are dispatched to various parts of the world to train hard to become a saint. As a result, 10 boys qualify as saints and return to Japan, and he will participate in the galactic war held by Sayori Kaido, who inherited the will of the light policy. As mentioned above, the fate of each person is also an important factor in becoming a saint. It was another great inevitability that a saint from the Glad Foundation was born with high probability of 1 of the 10. Big saying, well, you sent 100 out, so chances are higher than others. It was the mission of the saint to protect Athena in shadowy history. There are many events in which Saint Seiya was involved in important aspects that could be called a turning point in history, basically saying saints have been involved in historical events secretly. What was what was happening behind the scenes of the history? At the bottom, there are the most people, and although they have mastered the basic fighting, as saints their fists reach speed and their fighting power alone far exceed that of ordinary people. The sacred cloths are, if it seems like it's not making sense going from one sentence to another, these aren't all connected in one sentence. Like see right here, from one part to another. Alright. Saints far exceed that of humans. Well, you don't need me to tell you that, or Lord to tell you that. You can see. I come to say hello, my friend. Casually gets thrown to a death trap. Knows all love and peace here. The death traps are for the after party. They're just talking about Seiya and what he's been through. His never give up mentality. Hmm. Mystery of about the Pegasus Seiya, saint of Tenma constellation in the time of God, and was the saint of Tenma who sometimes fought against, I think that's supposed to be like Hades, was said to have been good quality to Seiya, and the sword did not have a more special destiny. Hmm. So I guess it's about Tenma, a little bit about Tenma, according to legend, perhaps. Yeah, this is about cloth, from basic to gold. Seiya's robe destroyed after a deadly battle at the Zodiac. However, Leo's golden blood revives it as different power and garment to emphasize speed. Receives more of a. Hey, I'm gonna put this in deep L. Might be important. Seiya's robe was destroyed after a mortal battle in the 12 palaces. However, through the golden blood of Leo, Iolia, it is revived as a garment with different power than before. Is that saying that it's more powerful than before? Or literally there's a different power to it? I think just more powerful. The robe is now revived as a garment with a different power than before, and has revived to emphasize speed. Is that what I mean by different power? That it this time it has more importance on speed? Okay, alright. Ellipsian has more secrets to share. The robes lose its vitality as a holy robe, but is reborn with the help of technology. It has evolved to provide better defenses overall, and is equipped with a shield and is more massive headgear. The heavenly god Thanatos, who was shattered and reduced to ashes in a battle with I think it's saying the gold cloth was shattered and reduced to ashes by the god who controls death. And see Shiryu, what can we learn about him? Talk about him losing his old eyesight, you know the drill. Nothing too much of note. Talking about high yoga. They're probably talking about his mom. See if anything of note here. Nothing of note. Basically just saying, look at the cloth here. Hey, it's Shun. What can you tell me about Shun? I use Deep L. From childhood, he was protected by his older brother. The harsh environment of Andromeda Island, which surviving the training is impossible. It was thought to be impossible, but the Saint Zodiac, he returns home safely. He is a gentle soul who does not like fighting and is willing to give his own life if it means helping his brother. As younger brother of Iki, who is known as the strongest man in the bronze. Okay, that's another notch on Iki being the strongest of the Bronze Saints. But he has kept his skills sealed for fear of injuring his opponents. That's talking about Shun holding back his power. The strength to handle any situation with Andromeda, Nebula Storm, Nira Stream Thunder Wave. Andromeda Nebula repairs itself quickly. Even if it's damaged, the left-hand circular chain is defensive. His holy robe constellation drama become his own. He can change his. I don't know what that means. Probably. I don't know. Wave to the opponent's right horn. The result hindered home. Wait, hold up. The holy robe constellation drama became his own. He can change his armor. I think. I not. Dang it. I can't understand. But I think he's saying that when Shun take off his armor, he can raise his armor 100-fold. He is able to use his own power. Aphrodite in the Twin Palace. Finally, he enlists his true power in the battle. So this can't be that old, because this is post Hades arc stuff. Now we learn about Iki. He has overwhelming fighting ability, and has won many battles with black flapping wings. He is good at attacking the opponent's spirit. More credence to the power that he can directly attack souls. In preparation for humans, the newly born Andromeda has been taken over, but headgear are significantly different from before. The defensive power of the garment itself has been enhanced. Okay, fair enough. Okay, almost 40 minutes. Is there anything else to note about Iki? Self-evolution with addition to repair. The cloth can repair and revive itself, which we kind of know. He couldn't go to the super dimension because he didn't have the blood of Athena. But he could when he wore the bracelet by, what's her name? Pandora. Not much to note. Let's talk about the blacks. A mysterious saint who believes that he has a hatred for everything in the world and is the source of hatred. Hatred is the strongest trait in Iki's Death Queen Island. That gives the ages. The power seems to be considerable, considering that he was leading He fights against the Black Saints whose ability is what decides everything, but is defeated in front of the Phoenix Ginken. Talking about the Django. Was just Django. Iki, who who came to steal the Phoenix Sacred Claws, controls the Dark Men. Oh, so this is about the lesser guys. Hmm. A boy who serves Mu, using supernatural powers such as telekinesis and teleportation. Oh, he can use teleportation at a young age. Like Mu and Shion, he seems to be a descendant of a clan that restores sacred claws, but the truth is uncertain. You're great. Kiki was awesome in Poseidon arc, and that's about the what were they called? The the Blue Warriors. People tell me they're non-canon, but I don't really understand why. Or they no, they're unimportant. But Silver Saints. The female fighter who covers her face with a mask, saying that she is abandoning herself as a woman. Although she is a rival to Cheyenne, she connected by the friendship between women. So they really are friends in a sense. Silver Saints who freely manipulate the vortex of air. Its power is enough to cause a big earthquake at the foot of Mount Fuji. Although he boasts that he has never received the fist of an enemy, he receives the order of the Pope and challenges the battle to eliminate Seiya and others and is revenge. Ah, the strongest silver saint. Nothing of note. Death of the holy warriors and death of the holy cloth. The problem of death is inevitable even for saints who are more transcendent than other ordinary people. The same is true for the miraculous armor and sacred clothing worn by saints. Even if the power of the holy is lost, and his life is lost, the rate of survival of clothing itself, which cannot be repaired, is high, and it will be passed on to generation to generation. Needs blood. So regardless of who dies, the armor will live on. Just needs a little bit of blood. While silver sacred cloths of the constellation, it is said that he was accompanied by the Pope, like a shadow. It is thought that he sometimes served as the shadow warrior of the Pope, and the full picture of El, whatever that word is left to the future research. So, Gemini had a assassin spy guy with him at all times, huh? No surprise? I should say yes to these. Gold Saints, the supreme being of microcosm among the saints who carried out the decree of the sanctuary by mastering the extraordinary seven sense, the ultimate being. That is a gold saints who dwelled the zodiac constellation in sacred garments. Libra weapons that even crushes stars. Among those who rule, the area can be called the Life Mountain. In quality as a saint, those who have people, wisdom, and beauty taught by their predecessors. Among the gold is then swayed the weapons used by golden saints. Is the weapon equipped on Libra garment, since it is made of the same material as golden cloth. The power is enhanced by accumulating light inside. It raises in proportion to it. and exactly the reason why it's called the ultimate weapon. So it is light powered and perhaps cosmos powered. The Pope is from among the Golden Saints. A saint is a person who has mastered the fighting with transcendent destructive power by repeating rigorous training and exploding the microcosm in the body, but is located at the top of the eight saints. The Golden Saint kinetic energy is generally expressed as mass x speed squared. Normally he is a bronze saint and it is said that he moves at speed of Mach 1 and deliver 100 fists. Silver Saint who is faster will deliver from Mach 2 to 5 from this. It is easy to imagine how the Saint's release would produce a powerful destructive power, and Ghost Saints are marvelous warriors who have made it possible to operate at the speed of light. It's not necessarily explained what the destructive power of the fist drawn out at the speed of light is. The golden sacred garment shines because, in addition to the brilliance of the material of the sacred garment, it has the property of trapping the light absorbed in the garment itself in the structural material and converting it into energy. So what it sounds like to me is, and it pretty much explains this in the Hades arc at the wall, and somewhat in G is that the cloth, when it absorbs light, it also absorbs energy that saints can generate an attack with. Okay. It is said that Gold Saints has 12 possible energies. One of which is the sun. Forbidden secret technique. There is, or is controlled by a small sword, even if you have the high. As an aside, when the five bronze saints rushed into the submarine temple, it was confirmed that the sacred cloth shined, golden with rise of microcosm. It is believed that it was revived by the blood of the prince, and that the characteristics of the golden sacred garment were transmitted to the five bronze sacred cloth through blood. How to release the energy stored in it depends greatly on each person's ultimate fighting skill. Some change its mass by collecting the light in the sacred garment. At the moment, the fist impacts, while others release energy from their hands to create destructive power to crush stars. In addition, there are many different ways of applying it, such as allowing some people to travel to and from different worlds by distorting space-time. Those who wear the proof of the sword need neutral talent in addition to high skill that they have built up for. For this reason, gold swords are often given the qualification at the early age. Also, this is a lot. Okay, what's important? By putting the microcosm of all 12 people in the fruit of Sagittarius, it is possible to generate energy comparable to that Sagittarius saint in the dictionary, with a fist of light and armor, light. The gold saints, truly invincible, always acting along and carrying out the decree of the sanctuary. There is not normally possible for the golden saints to meet each other. Usually, when the golds meet each other, it means that something has happened to their headquarters, sanctuary. At the same time, okay, I think I'm gonna save this for later to look at. Seems like there's some information about the gold saints I want to remember here. Almost an hour. Let's probably talk about moose techniques. I'm sure people would want to learn a bit more about Gemini Saga. He is a person with a serious personality and has two extreme qualities, both internally and is true identity, trying to make good and completely selfish. Basically saying that he has two sides. One is selfish and yada yada. You get it. The goat saint who killed Athena ruled the sanctuary on Earth and became the Pope for years. Killed the Pope and was thought to have been 13 since then, but suddenly missing a year ago. Being prepared, he used to have the mind, skill, and body with the candidate for the next pope. It was a target. All people are loved and loved like God by their hearts. Galaxian explosion with the Saga's greatest special move that hits the opponent against microcosm raised by the cabinet. Since Saga was out of the classroom, only the garment was formed in the research room. Only the sacred garment was removed control. And it's not really saying much other than Saga was gone for a while, and thus knowing a lot about him was truly difficult. How about Mr. Leo? Just pretty much breaking down who he is and what he did. Yeah, Shaka, you got anything? Okay, fighting ability among them because it has a high microcosm that is so high that he is said to be a god. All of his techniques are transcendental and have terrible destructive power. Shaka's special move that realizes the truth of the universe, cinema wheels of the battle. Defense will do all the fights to the opponent. It was also seen by Saga and Shishi, whoever that is, who invaded the sanctuary released by Yuna Ikuma, who I mean, its ability is to see the essence without being able to uh, the essence without being able to freely go through space-time alone, such as being able to come to other golden sacred battles, seeing many things. I might hit the Google Translate on that later. I'll go ahead and do it now. I'm not Google Translate. Deep L. Let me post that again. I don't know if that's the right one. It says Bronze Saint. There we go. The microcosm is so high that it is considered to be a god even among the gods of the world, and all techniques have extraordinary destructive power that transcends the ordinary. The Aero, whatever that is the most powerful destructive force in the world. Shaka, who has realized the truth of the universe, uses his great special move, Tenmu Horin, in a battle offense defense 5 senses. 6 senses actually. In the invasion the sanctuary by Camus and Shishi were all highly estimated. His ability to see through time and space without being alone, to see the essence of things, and to see through many things. It is said to be the reincarnation of Buddha and a saint who protects virgins through his deep insight. How many of you are protected by Shaka? The moment you close your eyes and open your eyes, you will be able to see enhanced power of the sword. Alrighty tighty. I need to stop there with deep insight. Deep translate. Anyways, anything interesting about the weapons here? Okay, well, the first bit is just talking about, can't use the weapons without getting permission from either Athena or Libra Doko, or just the Libra Saints in general. In response to the user's Cosmo, Tefuna blows. Tefun is one of the weapons, which adds the microcosm to the physical destructive power, demonstrates absolute power and fighting ability. Well, that's good. That pretty much twice it has noted that a saint adds to the power of a weapon, and a weapon seems to add to the power of a saint. The energy of the universe. That seems to be the gist. I'll come back to it later. I think. How much is left? Needless to say, a lot. Or maybe not actually. I mean, it is a lot. Don't get me wrong. Where'd I start? Where'd I leave last? Anything about Shura here? Was hoping we'd talk about Elio, but nothing of note. One unfortunate thing is, this is not the best quality, so unfortunately, some text will not be read. Holla at me, anybody that has really good quality. And just going over events on that one. Dina, Hades is a god that just doesn't know love. That's his problem. The four grave makers, I guess that's a way of saying people on their deathbed. Oh, there's a interview with Kurumada. Okay. Let me let me actually just get that bit right there. Can I get I really don't want all of it. Best I can do right there. Interview. I would like to know about the process of Saturn. Kurumada. I did Ring ni Kakiro in Majo no Kojaro and then Otozuka Otoko's Kazaka Ka Otoko Z- Otoko Zeka, but it was not very popular and ended short. That's not true for Ring ni Kiro, definitely not, so probably for that O manga. As a commercial magazine, popularity is everything, so I decided to make Seiya. Not that kind of muddly, hard-edged stuff, but something that would be entertaining. Kurumada, yes. The three series I had done up to that point were not exactly radical in the sense that they were about the same subject matter, the manga. Rinkyukai was a boxing story. Kojiro was a ninja story. Sake was a so-called bancho Banchoko's story? What the heck is that? A Japanese translation term refers to by juvenile delinquents. Okay, that's a genre. A juvenile delinquent story. But Seiya, on the other hand, was a was a world that no one had ever drawn before. So it had a backbone of Greek mythology and episodes of this from the Zodiac. And episodes from the Zodiac. Holy Robe itself took shape. I'm not sure how I would have done it. The fact that the figure changes dramatically when it's worn and when it's combined with other figures give it an interesting plastic model feel. It's not really a plastic model, but more like a dress-up doll for boys. It has romantic feel to it, so it's popular with girls. The fundamentals of Kuroma's romanticism hasn't changed, but he is still fundamentally passionate, right? The basis of Kuroma's romanticism is a rather hot-bloodedness, has not changed. I think its so-called subject matter and flavor isn't it. Seiya's naming is distinctive, and the unique holy robe was well received by readers. Seiya can be used in many ways. The so-called holy robe is also a word that comes from the Greek story of the gods wearing a cloth on their bodies. The passionate manga artist, who is the creator of the city, speaks passionately about it in full microcosm. Seiya fans, read this talk and burn the microcosm in your heart. In the beginning, you didn't intend to have that many saints. You didn't have them saints. No, I had that in mind from the beginning. Normally, the easiest to produce would be 12 ecliptic stars. There are cool names like Leo, Sagittarius. Normally, I would have started from the beginning. Because that's seemingly the end of the interview. No, there might be more here. It's best I use text when going over interviews. I would like to know about the process. Wait, I just did that, right? Yeah, just that. That just saying that just repeated thing from above. There we go. The animation is good backup. Kurumada's manga to many people. It's good covering shot. In other words, even people who had not reading the manga see the TV program and say, I didn't know there was such a work, so I might as well read the manga. People who don't know about the manga and don't read magazines are now aware of Kurumada's manga. It's um, it's good commercial to get people to buy the product. I think the relationship between the manga and anime was very good and both were very exciting. Kurumada animation is strong because of the sound. The sound cannot be fully expressed drawn in text, so it is difficult to understand the specific sound of the limited number shuffling sound, blah blah blah. I had the image that Pegasus could be used as a powerful enemy later on, so I didn't intend to bring it out from the beginning. That's why I chose the other constellations such as Pegasus and the Sacred Heart. I took the name Knights from the other constellations. How did the audience react to the different type of work? It was completely new subject matter, and readers don't know the world view of Greek mythology, whether it's a fighter, microcosm, or sanctuary. So the readers are biting. It about took me about 6 months to get the readers to bite. And in the case of Seiya, it was animated at an early stage. What did you think of the anime? I feel that the characters were well drawn. I think about the characters, if there are too many of them, they would be too different from each other. There's a nice guy, a cool guy, there's a cool guy, a hot blot-headed quack, a strange guy, and so on. Punch names such as Galactic Magnum have become a household word. I think it would be a good balance if they were almost always in charge. I think that side characters tend to be more popular than raw ones. There are many readers who are more attached to the brain characters or rivals than the main characters. Did you feel that was big hit at time? I I only received fan letters at best. I was surprised when the first edition comic sold 100,000 copies. While it was a boom, it was hard to draw. I am very happy to be here. I think that is why Japanese manga became so widely read. Before that, when it was child, adults would say to me, "What manga?" There was a public notion that comic books were trivial. Nowadays, it is more widespread than bad novels and movies. I have my own store, Seiya Club, and people still come from France and Spain to look things up on the internet. So I am very thankful. It is great to be able to tell a story set in a global environment. The Golden Saints carry me inside. Bronze as absolute presence that stands in the way of the on path of the sun and our 12 constellation of Eris, and so on and so on. The program aired nationwide 7 p.m. every Saturday, 1986, 1989, individually total 4 theaters, a simple storyboard, and such. And the rest was history. More interview, at least I think. Yes, yes. People often talk about national characters and racial differences, but what is interesting should be the interesting regardless of racial differences. I think it's partly because there are more media that are easier to be moved or to cry. I think the same all over the world. I think it would be great if they could make a live action Saint Seiya movie. Well, it took, when I'm going to guess, what time? When was this, Ray? Decade. I'm going to say decade. But yeah, you got your wish, Kurimata, for better or worse. With cool blonde-haired boys and flaming sword poking out of them. What? I would love to see that. Did you feel that, well, did you feel that as well? I myself was interested in that kind of development even now. If you look at the internet, you can see the Seiya fan sites that are very popular, and when you see them, you get the feeling that the work will live on forever. Wait, is that the interviewer or Kurumada saying he looks at fan sites? Oh, I hope he hasn't seen anything I said. He'll think I'm a dick. Anyways, it's time for Ringate. I feel that manga never seems to come to an end. What would you like to see in the future? Kurumada feel that since the time of Seiya, such media mixes have become more important in manga. So I think that the NES and other media mixes are more important than before. I've spent 20 years developing it, so I decided to twist it in this way and do it in this way if I do it halfway. Seiya was once interviewed in the anime program club Dorothy, which broadcasts in France. Incidentally, Mr. Dorothy, who was a member of the program, is interviewed in this book. He commented on page 46 of his book. The most common names for the gods are Zeus, Hera, Apollo, and such. For details, see, of course, mythology, blah blah blah. Mr. Kurumada's microcosm is as hot as his work. His passionate talk of boyish glow gave me the sense of energy that created the Saint Seiya will live on in people's hearts beyond the ages. A bit gay, but agree. As an hour, you know what? I'm going to end it right there. The next bit we're gonna talk more about the gods. It seems because we got Hades and Poseidon just chilling right there. Oof, I would like to do some good quality so I can crop them together. Should I say like, sub, hit the bell on streams?